So today I want to show you how to build a simple blog with the default ProcessWire profile. I've did this video before, but my screen recording software crashed and then I had kind of a mess with gigabytes of files. So let's do this again. I've set up a fresh installation of ProcessWire 2.5 with the new default profile with our new service Lightning PW. And first thing you want to do is you want to go to the administration area and create our templates, and yeah, maybe if we need some fields we will create those too. So we want to build a simple blog and really something simple where we can just post entries and then have a list where all entries are listed, and maybe we can add functionality like something published on, published before. And yeah, let's start. We need two templates. First, we need a template for the blog post itself, and then we'll need another template to list all the blog posts. So I'm going to Setup, Templates, and click Add New. And I don't have any templates filed ready, so I'm just starting here. And I'm calling one blog entry. And then I will add another template called blog list. You can name it however you want. It's just some, I've choose this name here. So what I'm going to do now is we will start with the entries, because to list our entries we need entries first. So we go to blog entry, and for the beginning I only want a field where I can type in some text. This is the default body field. And then I add a field to upload images, and I will save, click save. And that will do the job for our basic blog. What I'm going to do now is we will create the page in the page tree. So I click new here and calling this one blog. And I will set this to blog list, and below blog list we will create our blog entries. Click save. And yeah, we could publish this too. And now we add a new child page as an example entry. I'm calling this one Hello World. And then we add some basic text like Hello World. This is an example post. Let me just copy some lorem ipsum. That's all. And let us add an image. So I've dragged the image here, and as you might already know, this won't work now. This works. Okay, perfect. We can add the image here with our editor, clicking the image icon, select the image, and I think we don't need this large one, so maybe we can just make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and insert this image. I have to wait some seconds, and there we go. There's our image. Okay, so I will publish this one. And then we will create another one to show you that we can make multiple blog posts. Again, blog entry. And then I will just copy some more lorem ipsum here. Oops, yeah, something like that. Later you would create those posts with more effort than I did. So you could link it here with the new button, or move it to another page, but this will do the job for our tutorial. As you might see, we don't have a view link here, and that's because we don't have a template file ready. So what we're going to do now is we can first refresh here and see that there's a blog, but again there is a page not found error. So we head over to our template files, and I've set up my editor here to directly go to the files. And I'm here in the sites folder, and there I go to templates, and there's the list of our template files. And with the default ProcessWire 2.5 profile, there is this, I don't have a name for this approach, but you basically build the page with the last template you append. So this is our page template, and the template files itself will just fill in some content. So to show to you so ProcessWire loads when we have a template called block list. ProcessWire searches for a file called block list, and because there is no file block list.php here, it will show us our page not found error. So let us create this file, and the name has to be the exact same name as the template name. And if we save this and refresh, we will see, yep, there's something coming. And while this file is empty, the approach of this template system used in this profile is that it will start with this file, and then we'll collect some variables and include our functions. Then comes the template itself, in this case nothing, and in the end it will append the main file here, and there's all of our content. So this is what is outputted right now, and because we didn't set up the $content and $sidebar variable, there's no sidebar and no content. To show you, we can set up $content to hello world, and there it is. So what we're gonna do now, we will start with we'll start with the block entry itself, and then go back to this list. So let us create another template, and this should be like the basic page you can see here. So we just duplicate this file. I click duplicate, and then I'm calling this one block entry. And if I go now here and refresh once, we can see the view link is here, and yeah, because the default profile is built really well, there's already our content. And I can explain this because if you go to our block entry, it says the content is our page body, in this case the text here, and the title is always the title of the page, and the sidebar is in this case the other block entries. What we're going to do is we will add something, and I will add this before we output this. So I want to put a line here where it says when this one was created, and so I'm saying $content let me think, publish, and now we can use the ProcessWire function, and there is, okay, let me just think a minute. We would count this publish date, and there we will make the date function from PHP, and do something like here, month, day, and we are using the $page create timestamp in this case, because we want to change this later anyway. So I don't think that the default profile is nice for beginners. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Sorry for those little problems. What I'm going to do here is I will echo out the publish date, published, and if we refresh now, there should be published on today. I will let this rest for the first and I will go to our blog list, and yeah, what we want to do is we want to render all our we want to render all entries, all block entries. And to do this, we have to write our entries into this $content variable to get it into our main file in the end. So ProcessWire has this nice API you have seen before with the page published, and we can there are basically two important variables. So one is $page, which is the current page, where I can assess all properties and methods of this current page. And there is $pages, which are all pages together, so the site tree you see in the admin area. And what we're going to do is we will search all pages with this function, this method, where the template is blog entry. So find me all pages where the template is blog entry and put them into our entries variable. This will return all of our entries. It will return a wire array. And what we're going to do now is we use an for each loop. So for each $entries as $entry. And what is this doing? Basically, we cycle through all entries. So this returns multiple entries or multiple sites, pages with ProcessWire, and then we will just cycle through them and output each of them. So I will do $content $entry title. So if we run this now, we have there are our titles. Header word and another blog post title, and now we have entry is now an page, and we assess the attribute title, and just let us quickly put this in a nicer format. So we will add a nice heading here, and so by doing this, you see it looks better now, and we have to link to the entry. So what I'm going to do is add an anchor, and this anchor should display the entry URL. So, if you click now on one of those, it directly goes to our blog. So in fact, this is one really kind of a simple block, because we now have a list of entries. And what I want to add is I want to shorten my text. So what we're going to do is we could add the body of each. Add the body of each entry after the title. So I'm just gonna output $entry body here, and this will make kind of a mess. So we need a function to shorten this, and just give me a second. Wait, I just copied a function from an old project, and this function just shortens text, and it will stop after a blank space, so we don't cut a word into parts. So what are we going to do? We will just use this function short text, and then we give our entry body. And I think the max length will be 200 characters. And now we should get, a shorter one. So there isn't that much text here. And in the end, we could add a read more link. We can copy this part here. And just don't make it a heading or something like read more. So there's a read more, and maybe we'll make a break before. Yeah. So this is it. This is a basic block profile. What I'm going to do now in the next 5 minutes, we will tune this a little bit to improve it. And the first thing I want to add is I want to add the date here too. So just what can we do? Yeah, we add a date here. So we don't add a date. Okay. First thing I want to show you is we currently search for all block entries. And what I want to do is show you another way to do this. We could also say entries are all children of this page. By doing this, nothing will change. But if you would have another block here with other entries, then they won't show up. What's maybe nice to get a nicer admin area, if you go to the admin area and say go back to our templates, I go to the list and I say this one can be used for new pages, and there are only block entries allowed as a children. So we click save, and for the block entry template we will say block entry can't have any childs, but we could have but for the parents only the block list is allowed. So this will appear here, and if I click save, you should be able to see this new add new button, and there it says add a new block entry, and there's our new way to publish a block entry. And then our editor or author could write his text here. And then click publish. And if we go back to our blog, you will see that there's another entry. And one thing I missed, maybe we have to sort this one. And if we go to the cheat sheet and you look for the selectors, you could use, let's do this way. There's a sort, and then we can sort with the property, and in this case I want to sort for the created date. Or do we have a published one? I will go for the created, and yeah, so this will sort it the other way. Yep, so now the latest blog post stays on top. Okay, so to summarize this little and maybe bad tutorial, but I wanted to do this for a long time and I will upload this anyway. You create two template files, one to list all entries and another file to display an entry itself. And then you build your template to show the entry, and then you make a loop where you loop through all entries and output some nice markup, and in this case write it to the $content variable, because this is the way we would do it with the default profile of ProcessWire 2.5. Okay, so far, thanks for listening, and yeah, see you.